Welcome back from the short commercial break. Today we have our dear head teacher. Let him introduce himself.
Thank you very much, Shadia. Good morning, viewers. I'm Hajji Ssemakadde Ibrahim, a teacher of this school. I've been teaching for about 25 years. Thank you.
Thank you, our dear head teacher, for the introduction. Can you please tell us or take us through your educational background?
Okay, as I have already told you, first of all, I did my primary school leaving exams from Kibuli Demonstration School in 1983. I joined Kibuli Secondary School in 1984 and completed my senior 6 in March in 1990. Joined Makerere University for Bachelor of Science degree. After that, I went back for postgraduate diploma. I graduated in 1994. Actually, I started my teaching career in Chambogo College School, where I taught for about 3 months. Then I got posted to Kibuli Secondary School in 1995, from where I taught up to around 2006 and moved on to other areas until when I was posted back to Kibuli Secondary School as a teacher.
Okay, thank you for all that. In all that process, did you get a chance to study physical education?
Yes, I studied physical education in Makerere University when I was doing my postgraduate diploma. I did biology and physical education as a subject, as the 2 subjects, and I majored in biology, but I had a chance to experience physical education.
Okay, that's very good. Now people are talking about Kibuli. Kibuli has managed to support so many projects for the Ministry of Education and Sports. Where does Kibuli get all those resources?
Okay, thank you very much. What Kibuli does is very simple, because we have the facilities, we have the fields, we have 2 fields and other facilities. We are able to provide the facilities. Then the Ministry of Education and Sports provides the funding and the human resource who conduct these workshops for physical education. So we don't provide funds for these activities. We have basically 2 partners that carry out these physical education exercises here. Ministry of Education and Uganda Secondary School Sports Association. Both finance the activities.
Okay, that's very good. As you say that you're an hobby of this almost school, did you get, which sport did you enjoy most when you were in the school?
When I was in the school, of course, I enjoyed football. Football was the in thing those years. By the way, during those years I was in school, Kibuli was strong in both football and netball. It was the champion in the Uganda, the national champion in netball and football. We used to enjoy football a lot. And when I joined the school, I was allocated Kakungulu House, and I played in the junior team of Kakungulu House. And fortunately, we won the trophy that year. You can check the records, 1984. So that is how far my football skills went. Otherwise, I couldn't join the school team.
Okay. With all that, may you please tell us more about, more of your hobbies, things you love doing in your free time?
I don't have a lot of hobbies, but I enjoy traveling. Traveling is my thing. As you are aware, the Quran, Allah instructs us to travel so that we can open up our minds. So traveling, I enjoy traveling. I also enjoy reading novels, reading magazines, reading newspapers. So that is what I do in my free time.
Okay. And how is the status of physical education in Kibuli Secondary School?
Physical education, personally, I think it is at a very good level because we have tried to provide the materials and the facilities necessary for the teaching and learning of this subject. Physical education just requires the students to engage not only in the physical activities on the field, but also getting knowledge and skills about the subject. So we have the facilities and we have the teachers, although we are still lacking most of the equipment that is used. So that is the area where we are trying to improve, buy enough equipment for all the students to enjoy the subject. Otherwise, we have tried to get the teachers of physical education so that they can teach the students. We have some of the facilities. We have uniform and the equipment so that they can be able to have a subject in a comfortable environment.
Okay, that's very good. And why do you think that most of the administrators have a mixed feeling towards physical education as a subject?
I don't think they have a mixed feeling about the subject because we love and like all the subjects that are on our curriculum. Maybe the problem is that the subject, when it is supposed to be taught, students are supposed to get out, put on their proper wear for the subject, and enjoy the subject. Otherwise, in most cases, you find that students do not dress properly. You find the student half dressed, has no canvas shoes, which are supposed to be worn during this activity. So when a teacher finds a student who is not smart, they are always upset. Even those other students who are going for other subjects, if you find a student who is not tucking in or who has no uniform, you always get upset. But for physical education, mainly, it is about, I think, it is about proper wear, which we have provided as a school. We expect that you put on a sportswear shirt, a sportswear short or trouser, canvas shoes, so that you are neat for the field.
Okay, with all that, teachers do not. So right now we are saying that teachers do not have a mixed feeling towards physical education. That's very good. So how do you think that we can get parents on board to support us and physical education as a subject?
Okay. Basically, parents need support like any other stakeholder. They need to be told about this subject. They need to be educated. Many of them think physical education is just about playing.
Yes.
So when they find out that students have gone for physical education, they think they are wasting time. But at least we have tried to explain to the parents what physical education is about. It is a subject like any other that requires students to get knowledge and skills. And also, just like any other subject, it is very important because it is on our curriculum. It is very important simply because it also does not only, students don't only get marks out of it, but it can provide careers for the student. You can be a very talented person in particular game. You can become a teacher of physical education. You can become a manager. You can become a coach. You can become a referee with particular game that you have studied. So there are many careers that can be taken up when you have physical education. So I'm sure when parents get to know this, they will like the subject and they will encourage their children to have it as one of their subjects.
Okay. As Kibuli Secondary School, which steps have been taken to improve on physical education as a subject?
Basically, we have tried to buy equipment, although currently it's not enough, but we are trying. We buy in steps. We are trying to ensure that we have enough equipment for the students to enjoy the subject. We have employed the people who are trained in the subject, and even we encourage our teachers to keep training in these physical education workshops that are always provided by the Ministry of Education and Sports, so that they have the knowledge and skills to enable the students to perform better.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, like in many people, and let's say in Kibuli, there is a confusion between physical education and sports. Can you please help us and clarify for us the difference between the two?
Basically, physical education is a subject. Physical education is a subject taught in schools. It is on the curriculum. So if it is a subject, it means that it involves knowledge, skills, and maybe particular activities that you have to do in order to learn and acquire knowledge about this activity. But sports is basically games, sports where someone goes out for physical activity. You may not necessarily have knowledge, although you must know the rules of the game. But you can, when people go out and play, be it, each and every child would like to play. You engage in play or sport. That one is a bit different from physical education. So games, people can play games without getting a lot of knowledge about them, but so long as they know the basic rules. But for physical education, this is a subject whereby you have to study, get knowledge, get the skills about the subject, and also sit exams for that particular purpose.
Okay, like Kibuli Secondary School has had a busy calendar, 2022 to 2023, with badminton and football. Okay, like going on African continent. How do you manage to send all those teams to international tournaments?
Okay, first of all, I'd like to inform you that our primary source of finance or funding are our dear parents. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for paying the school fees they pay, because it is this school fees that we use to fund most of the activities within the school budget. Secondly, I would like to thank the Board of Governors, because they are the ones that are in charge of governing this school. We normally make a budget, and they are strict. They're a bit strict. They ensure that whatever we budget for is what we spend on. So we have a budget for sports, and we have a budget for other activities. So we basically budget for these activities. But number 3, we also have supporters and sponsors, sympathizers who love Kibuli. For example, last year when we are going to Morocco, MTN supported the team to Morocco by giving us 20 million for that particular trip. When we are going to Zimbabwe for badminton, we are supported by the Mandela Group, who gave us 10 million to support the team in that area. So it is such funds that we use and add onto what the government, the Board of Governors has budgeted for through our dear parents' payment of fees, that we are able to support and even sponsor these teams that are moving in out. Otherwise, all these other teams, we use our budget to ensure that they are able to participate in the various activities.
Okay, that's very good. As a person who once studied physical education, do you have any advice for a person who is there and would wish to study the subject, physical education?
Yes. Many people do not understand what physical education is about, but I would like to encourage all students, all individuals who are able to study the subject to do so, because it is one of the subjects with a lot of career path.
Yes.
So when you study physical education, there are many chances for you to get into the various fields. For example, you can become a sports person yourself. After studying the subject, for example, you study about tennis, you study about badminton, you study about football, and you learn the skills and the techniques of this game, you can become a sports person and therefore gain in the sports field. You can become a teacher of the subject, you can become a journalist to write about the sports,
Yes.
the sport. You can become a referee because you have the knowledge as how the game is conducted. You can become, if it's not an referee, you can become an umpire, you can become an administrator. So you can see that there are many chances for you to go to the various fields that are part of the sports environment.
Thank you, our teacher. As we are almost coming to the end of our meeting, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our dear teacher for the equipment and material we are so far having. For example, the books in the library. We thank you, teacher. We have the books for revision, research. We don't have what we had money when it comes to books or textbooks.
Thank you. I would like to thank you very much too for this interview and for the questions that you have put. They were a bit hard questions, which I didn't expect from the student. But thank you very much, and I would like to encourage you to stay in this field of journalism, in the sports field, so that we have as many ladies as possible in physical education and sports as a whole. Thank you.